Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you are always in good health. Introduce my name Ayubu Celestari, student number 201651 from class A. Here I will explain about part of business letter. Just directly the first is letterhead. Most business letters originating from a firm are written on the firm's letterhead. If you are writing in personal business letter and your firm does not use letterhead, then you need to include for firm's address in the heading. Next, date. When you are using heading instead of letterhead, place the date on the first line and the address on the subsequent lines. Next, file. Number on occasion you may wish to include the file number of the project, case or order that the letter refers to. The file number should be basically spelled from the jet by two spaces and from the part of the follow by two spaces. Next, confidential. Use the word when the person to whom the letter is addressed is the only one who should read the letter. Basically separate the word from the rest of the letter by two lines. To answer confidentially, include the word confidential on the envelope. Next, inside address. This will include the name of the person you are writing, the person title if available, the name of the firm and the firm address. Next, attention line. This is used when you do know the name of the person you are writing and the letter is addressed to the firm. For example, the attention line might say attention head of accounting. It may also be used when you know the name of the person you are writing but are unsure of the title. The attention line might say attention consumer service, thus indicating to the person receiving the letter that the letter also needs to be wrote the customer service department. Another way of doing this is to use the attention line and send copies of the letter to the operative department. Next, salutation. The salutation is used as all in format C capture 3, except the simplified letter and the memo. Next, subject line. The subject line is most commonly used in the simplified letter. It announces the subject of the letter and provides a summary of your intent. Next, body of the letter. This is where you make requests, provide information, and reason or reply to someone. It is the main part of the business letter. Next, complimentary clause. The first is in formality and is found in all business letters with the exception of the simplified letter and memo. Next, signature. There should be 4 lines between the complimentary clause of the body in the same private letter and your type name so there is room for the signature. Next, additional information. If needed, this consists of the sender, initial in capital letter followed by a colon, followed by the type's initial and small letter. Next, postscript. The postscript like additional information that may have been placed in the letter but for some reason was not. Often used in sales, promotional, or personal letter. The postscript can emphasize a request for action or consideration. It is often the first thing the recipient reads. Use it to enhance or motivate your reader. All scripts are especially effective in sales or from letter. Next, mailing instruction. Use those to give the reader deadline or pertinent information on mailing or reply. As you look at the major format in Chapter 3, it's observable that many of the parts listed above are not necessarily used in routine business correspondence. However, it helps to be aware of all of them in case you need to use any of them. Well, so much from me. Thank you. For the next material will be conveyed by our college. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, I'm Angelia Mimanangi. I will explain about the types of business letter format. Business letter format have changed over the year. You'll probably learn one basic form of business letter now called the modif semi-block. It was the bane of every beginning types because of its strict rules concerning spacing. Luckily, the movement in business have been to simplify and provide choices. Now you have a choice of 6 different forms, some extremely simple, other more complex. This chapter will review the various forms. The 6 forms of the business letter most commonly used are block, modif semi-block, simplified, hand indented, and the last memo. Let's see one by one. The first block. The block format is by far the simple. Every part of the letter starts at the leaf margin with space between each part. It has a professional look to it. The order for the part of the letter are date, file number, inside address, attention line, salutation, subject line, body, complimentary clause, signature, type name, and identitional information. The second, modif block. Like the modif block has the advantage of separating paragraphs so that each one stands out. The spacing between sections remains the same as in the block. The date, signature, and closing are placed to the right, thus allowing them to stand out. The complementary clause and the signature are aligned and placed near the center of the letter, two spaces below the last paragraph. The third modif semi-block. You will recognize the modified semi-block as the format most commonly taught as the business letter. It is the same as the modified block, except that the paragraphs are indented 5 spaces. All spacing remains the same. The fourth, simplified. This is useful when you do not know the title of the person you are writing to, or when you are writing to a company, government, agency, or organization. It eliminates the courtesy title, Mr. Mrs., Miss, and Doctor. The salutation and the complimentary clause, the focus of the letter is on the body and what is to be said. The spacing is the same as the block format. The 5 hanging indented. Indented on occasion, you will see this form, but for all practical purpose, it is seldom used. Its main advantage in that it calls attention to the body and each of the paragraph. Spacing between the lines and section is the same as in previous example. And the last, memo. A sixth form of the letter is the memo. Talk used primarily as an interface communication. It is occasionally used as a business letter format. The top of the memo indicate the date, the name of the recipient, the name of the sender, and the subject. The abbreviation RA is sometimes used instead of the subject. This information is placed at the leaf margin. The body of the memo is in block form. A signature and additional information are optional. The signature is often placed near the center with the additional information at the leaf margin. That's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Introducing, I'm Feni Sulistiani from Group 2, Class A. Here, I will continue the material that has been conveyed by my previous friend, namely Ayu, Anggi, and Delba. For that, I will explain the 4-point material about example of business letter. Here, I will show 2 examples of business letter and describe each part of the letter. Example of the first letter. This letter is included in block format. The block format in a business letter is the simple or simple business letter format among the 6 other business letter format because everything is placed on the left side on the letter. Okay, the example I show is sales and promotion letters. Here are some parts of the letter, namely date, 5th April 2012. If we are going to read a letter using the title and letterhead, then place the date on the first line and for the address on the next line. And then don't forget to displace one line. Okay, next. Receiver address, yaitu alamat penerima. Written here, Mr. Walter Dispenser, Purchase Manager, Bandung Continental Hotel, 40th Street, Papandayan, Bandung, West Java. And then, don't forget to give one line space. Next, salutation. Salutation is kalimat sapaan atau salam pembuka. Dear Mr. Walter. This salutation or greeting is usually the normal one in a business letter. And then, don't forget to give one line space. Next, subject line. Subject line is International Garment Corporation Indonesia. Is the title of the letter or what we usually call the thing in the letter. Next, body of letter. Here the body of letter has 3 paragraphs. Each paragraph, after finishing one paragraph, don't forget to give one line. You can see an example of the letter. Okay, next, complementary clause. Yours sincerely. Complementary, complementary clause that is closing formal. Next, and then don't forget to give one line space. Sender's name. Sender's name is nama si penerima. Okay, so the conclusion that can be drawn from the sample letter is to use the block format. How it's written can be seen from the example. The writing is all neat, starting from the left straight. There are no paragraphs that are right or center aligned. Okay, next, second business letter example. In semi-block business letter format, the writing format and the contents of the letter are the same as the block format, which consists of that receiver address, salutation, subject line, body of letter, complementary clause, and sender's name. But in the that, complementary clause, and sender's name section in the semi-block format, they are right aligned, and for context, each paragraph is indented, while in the block format they are not. So that's the difference between the two letter formats. Okay, that's all we can confirm from group 2, and I'm Fanny Sulistiani to represent group 2. Sorry if there is a wrong word, more or less we apologize. I add wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.